Hey everybody, so if you're about to get dentures or you just got dentures, you're probably wanting to fly under the radar as an undetectable denture wearer. Same, it doesn't matter what your confidence level is. Nobody wants to look like they have fake teeth. That's the whole point of this, is to not only restore health, but restore your confidence. So a lot of you are probably wondering, can people tell that you wear dentures? Are people going to be able to look at you and be like, yup, those are fake? If you don't know who Ivoclar Vivadent is, they sponsor a lot of my content here. You're gonna hear me mention them frequently on this channel. They're a dental manufacturing company that makes a lot of the products that dental professionals use to treat people like us, such as the teeth that I have in my mouth, which are the Fenarez 2 teeth. And I've got a few videos going into detail about what that is and how they were designed to look so real. You can get them in what I have, like a hybrid situation with implants, or you can get them in a removable denture. So if you want to learn more about Ivoclar Vivadent, make sure that you check the description box below and click their link. It's www.morethanAdenture.com. Okay, so can people tell that you have dentures? Before we get into that, think back, like on different times in your life that you have been face to face with somebody and been like, they're definitely wearing dentures. Like really think about the times that you were at the grocery store, the gym, the bank, at a rest stop while you're out on a road trip. Can you remember a time where you saw somebody in passing and thought, wow, their teeth are pretty fake? Maybe you have and just forgot because maybe it didn't matter that much, or maybe you couldn't. I'm trying to rack my brain here. I can't think of a time where I saw somebody, except for like, you know, my grandma, but I knew that she wore dentures. You know, people that I actually know that I've seen them remove their dentures. I mean, yeah, I could tell that they wore dentures, but just in passing, I don't think that I've ever saw somebody out and about and really put thought into whether their teeth were real or not. If somebody out in public can tell that you wear dentures, they are probably looking at your face entirely too hard.
Well, it's kind of weird.
So in those scenarios, I think that most of us can agree that it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the lady at the cash register, the guy at the bank, or the woman next to you on the elliptical at the gym. Like in those situations, I don't think that it really matters if they can tell or not, right? Because even if they could, they're not gonna tell you. And if they do, it's weird. So now that we've cleared that up, what really matters is, can the people that you interact with on a regular basis tell that you wear dentures? Like people at your job, at your church, at any kind of social functions that you attend, your social circle, your friends and acquaintances. In those situations, you don't really want people to look at you and be like, wow, those are some really fake looking teeth. But I'd like to interject this. Like, I think that there's been times when I've seen somebody who has teeth that are so perfect, like they're so perfect that I wouldn't have thought dentures, but I would have thought they've had a lot of work done. Like, who is born with teeth that look that nice? Maybe they have veneers, or maybe they had braces. You can kind of tell when somebody's had like some serious bleaching done to their teeth. I don't think that most people are going straight to dentures in their mind. Like, I feel like that would be the last thing that they would suspect. Maybe if you're like 65 and older, it might cross their mind. You know, the older you get, the more likely it is that people have dentures, because the majority of denture wearers are in a more mature age group. They might suspect crown and bridge work. Like they're gonna probably think, okay, well, you know, this person probably takes really good care of their teeth. They go to the dentist regularly. They've probably had some work done. But anybody putting that level of mental effort into figuring out what kind of work you've had done, like, it's just kind of bizarre to me. Whether they can or can't tell, it really, like, who's going to point it out to you? So now that we got all of that out of the way, can people tell that you wear dentures? In most situations, no. I don't think that they're thinking that you have dentures. If they're in the dental field or the medical field where they have seen people with dentures and have a trained eye to know what to look for, maybe. But you know, I've been doing these YouTube videos for 11 years. I've gotten tons of pictures over the years. I've talked to people on the phone. I've gotten videos sent to me. I've been in all kinds of forums where I have just seen denture after denture after denture. And even still, there's been situations when I've been out in public that somebody had dentures and I didn't know. Like, I had no idea. I went to Walmart to pick up a bunch of denture supplies, and I just casually asked the lady at the register, I was like, you know, this is a weird question, but like, when you see people coming through your line and they're getting a bunch of, you know, denture products, do you like, you know, maybe judge them? Do you get curious about it? And it was because I was trying to do a video in Walmart, and I realized, like, don't try to vlog in Walmart. That's very unproductive. She laughed and she was like, no, we get all kinds of random stuff coming through our line, and by the way, I have a partial. I had no idea. Like, I could not tell. All of her front teeth, they were fake. There was another situation where I was in the emergency room, and a few days later I got a message from a subscriber saying that she was the woman that was taking my insurance information in the emergency room, and she wore dentures, and like at no point during our interaction could I tell that she had dentures. Like, I had no idea. Maybe before I got dentures, when I was very obsessed with my teeth, like very self-conscious and constantly aware of them and trying to hide them, maybe then, you know, I paid more attention to people's mouths. I stared at their teeth, and, you know, especially when I was faced with, you know, getting dentures, when I realized that I would need dentures, maybe there were times that I looked around trying to determine if anybody else my age had them. But, you know, now that that's not something that's on my mind 24/7, I don't really look at people's teeth like that and try to figure out if they're real or not. And I think that most people that you encounter are going to be in that category. Now, sometimes dentures can have a very generic look to them when they're all completely straight across and all of the teeth are very similar in size and they're kind of laid out like piano keys. Then that can sometimes look a little bit distracting. But again, I don't think that people are going straight to dentures. But the good thing about that is that if you end up with a set of dentures that does look very generic, maybe it's the only thing that you can afford at the moment. Maybe you haven't found the right dentist that uses the right lab to give you a set of dentures that looks lifelike. While the extractions are permanent, the dentures are not. Dentures can always be replaced as you're financially able to do so. And so if you have to start out with a lower quality set right now, you know, find comfort in knowing that people are not looking around trying to scope out who's a denture wearer and who's not. That's something that you are acutely aware of because you are in the situation. You're probably spending a lot of time online looking at pictures of other denture wearers, comparing what they have to what you currently have and what you want. So it's on your mind a lot, and it's easy to think that it must be on other people's minds, but it's not. Another thing is, during the first couple of weeks after your extractions, like when you get your immediate dentures, they might not look super attractive. You might be swollen, they might be, you know, a little bucked out like I've showed you many times in my videos before. Everything looked weird, but then again, people know that when there's major dental work involved, you're going to be swollen, and so they might not be thinking, oh, well, they just had extractions and got dentures put in their mouth. They might be thinking, you know, maybe they had wisdom teeth pulled, or they had some bridge work done, or, you know, whatever else. Because after I got my dentures, I went to the emergency room because I was so swollen, and the lady that was doing triage, she asked me, like, you know, what I was in for. And I told her, you know, I just had my teeth pulled and now the swelling is out of control and I don't know if this is normal or not. And she asked me, like, you know, how many teeth have you had pulled? And I told her all of them, and she looked surprised. Like, she couldn't tell that they were not my teeth. And that was like when they were looking the worst. So if she couldn't tell when they were, you know, clearly not even set back in my mouth, it looked crazy, she couldn't tell. So most people probably can't. And she's in healthcare. She probably sees all kind of stuff. When I had my fourth child, my youngest daughter, I was a denture wearer. She's the only baby that I had as a denture wearer. Before that, I had all of my natural teeth with the older three. When I went into labor and I was in labor and delivery, I was talking to the nurses and I was asking them, like, you know, hey, am I gonna have to take these out? And they looked so confused. They looked so confused. They were genuinely curious when I told them, you know, I have dentures and I'm nervous about having to take the teeth out. They did not believe me. And I showed them, like, I pulled my lip down and I showed them, you know, the ridge of the denture, and they were just like the lady in triage, just completely blown away because they did not think that I wore dentures. And the first lady saw this set, the lady in triage, that's what she saw. And these are the ones that the women in labor and delivery saw when I had my fourth child. No, most people are not going to be able to tell. Even if they're generic, they're probably going to assume veneers or something like that. Now, the people who are closest to you, I mean, probably, you have this set up one day and then the next day you got something entirely different. And I'm very big on being honest with the people that I care about the things that I go through, because, not only do I want support from the people who love me and care about me. If you don't care about me, then I don't care about your opinion. Like, think what you want. But it's the people that I care about and that I know care about me. Those are the opinions that matter to me. And I want to know that I've got their support and encouragement, but also it's empowering when you can control the narrative. Like, you're not hiding anything. You don't have it weighing on you. Like, you just are upfront about the things that you go through, and then you get to educate them on what it is that you had done. And it's as simple as that. If you're worried about going on a date with somebody, whether they can tell or not, I have a couple videos about dating with dentures. I'll link them in the description box below, and I'll probably put one of them up here. But to answer the question as to whether people can tell that you're a denture wearer or not, most people can't, because they're not even thinking it. It's not an idea that they've even tossed around. Like I said, they're not on the internet, joining all kinds of forums, looking at all kinds of pictures, thinking about it constantly like you are. It's just something that you are very much engulfed in. And it's one of those things where we feel like, when we're thinking about something so much, the other person has to know. Like, it's on my mind constantly. They could see it all over my face. Most can't. I'm curious, have any of you ever been confronted? Like, if you are a denture wearer watching this video right now, let me know if anybody, like, whether it's, somebody that you work with or somebody in public, has anybody ever, like, asked you, are your teeth fake? Because that's just something that I find fascinating. Like, I can't even imagine doing that. Like, who does that? So if you've had an experience like that, leave a comment. The next two videos that I'm doing for my Monday videos are how I told my husband I needed dentures, because that's something that was very difficult for me to do, but I did it, and I'm going to share with you guys how I did it and survived it. And then the next one is how to support loved ones that need dentures. So if you don't even have the information right now, if you're still learning the ropes, like, from scratch, and you've got an appointment coming up and you want your loved ones to know how they can kind of support you through what you're going through, this is a video that you definitely want to check out and possibly share with any kind of relatives or spouses or children that might be, your support during your transition to becoming a denture wearer. So I hope this video is informative. If it was, give it a like, share it with somebody that might need to hear it. You never know who might still be in the denture closet. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell notification button so that you can get alerts as to when I post these videos. I'm talking about anything that you could possibly think of to do with dentures and implants and stuff like that. If you want to find me somewhere else online, like Reddit or Instagram or Twitter, my social links are in the description box below, and I will see you guys again next time, and y'all take care.